Hey folks, what's flocking? I hope you are doing well. Sorry if I sound all nasally, I think I might have a cold going on. Now let's hope this is the only cold I have for this year. I ain't going into the new year a sick one, okay? So today I'm gonna talk about Call of Duty's voice moderation system. Yeah, I know, a moderation for voice chat in Call of Duty. I'm not bullshitting you guys, this thing is real. The devs at Activision thought it was a good idea to put in an AI voice moderation feature to reduce the toxic behavior that goes on in Call of Duty. We're talking about the biggest violent video game franchise of all time. We'll get to the roasting of Activision in a minute here, but let's discuss what this feature is. So when they were creating the newest CoD, which was Modern Warfare 3 from the rebooted franchise, the devs wanted to put in an AI in-game voice chat moderation program. They call this feature ToxMod from Modulate, what a name, which features real-time voice chat moderation to combat toxic behavior. Oh boy, now that's some real shit to sweat over here. An AI that detects if someone is saying something that comes out as toxic. If you're a toxic gamer and you can't help but swear like a sailor and yell at your teammates or shit talk the enemy team and say post round search and destroy, you gotta think twice because the AI will pick up your voice if you choose to be toxic. That sounds pretty dystopian, not gonna lie. The tech uses AI to identify in real time and enforce against toxic speech, including hate speech, discriminatory language, and harassment. Call of Duty already uses text-based filtering across 14 languages for in-game text and an in-game player reporting system. Man, the devs already admit to having filter options for the social aspect of the game in 14 different languages, mind you, and an in-game reporting system that can say what reason you want to report the person for, most likely with a report section for offensive chat language, because that's their real goal here, trying to combat the toxic community in their game. Like, if someone is saying racist or homophobic slurs that offend you or do something that disrupts the gameplay in your game, just report them. It's common sense. I understand that this thing exists, especially in a community as toxic as Call of Duty. I remember playing Modern Warfare 2019 when it was current, and some guys in the voice chat will say the N-word with the hard R, or they'll make sexist jokes when there's a girl in the lobby like, "Hey, make me a sandwich. Drop the controller and make me a sandwich, bitch." You know, just that whole attitude that exists in the game. It's there. It's not just in Modern Warfare 3. It's in other online games with PvP. It's in Overwatch, CS2, League of Legends, Valorant. Hell, it even exists in my favorite video game, World of Warcraft. I'm sorry to say it, but that mentality will still exist no matter how much people will get reported for abusive comms or throwing the games or whatever. If it bothers you though, I just say report the toxic player. So Activision, the company that's implementing this toxic detector AI, this is all within COD's previous code of conduct rule for the past games. They say that the code of conduct allows for trash talk and friendly banter. However, hate speech, discrimination, sexism, and other types of harmful language as outlined in the code of conduct will not be tolerated. Okay, listen. Whatever your definition of harmful language is, there is a fine line between swearing or trash talking in an online video game and legit harmful speech that can affect people. If you hear someone say, "Ha ha, you're trash, get more kills, stop having a negative KDA, you shitter," that right there might be a little rude, but it would be a far stretch from someone in the voice chat saying the N-word with the hard R or another racial or homophobic slur. Honestly, if the AI starts picking up people's voices when they're trash talking the enemy, but not saying any hate speech, and starts to enforce an account action on them, all because the AI is trying to get rid of the drive that has been a part of the CoD community since the late 2000s, early 2010s, I would be shaking in the corner about the state of online gaming. Alright, so you all know what the AI toxic detector is in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So let's get to the real discussion here. So I read a tweet from Charlie Intel, which is like the biggest news source for Call of Duty related stuff, reveals, esports, etc. Activision says that the in-game voice chat and text moderation feature in Call of Duty has been successful, with Call of Duty seeing a 50% reduction in toxic comms since the feature launched. Over 2 million accounts were notified about chat violations. Jesus Christ, man. A 50% rate of reducing toxic comms and 2 million accounts that were warned ever since the game was released? That's a big number. I wouldn't be surprised though if that reduction of toxic comms was because players had to disable the voice chat out of worry that the AI was gonna pick up their trash talking or literally say anything that comes off as toxic to the AI. Here's one part that interests me. It says here, for disruptive behavior found by our voice moderation, only 1 in 5 users reported the behavior, showing an unfortunate trend that players often do not report in-game instances to our disruptive behavior team. In cases that go unreported, our voice moderation system allows us to take action against players that violate the code of conduct. So it doesn't matter if you report it or not. The voice moderation will pick up whatever you said that may have been toxic or sounded toxic, and Activision can take action against them. It doesn't matter how you act in the game. Even if your intent was not to be toxic, the AI will pick it up and Activision will be the judge, jury, and executioner of your account. It literally says in that part, only 1 out of 5 users reported the behavior. And given that the player count for Call of Duty's average is about 90,000 to 100,000 players, that's only like 3,000 or 4,000 players that would actually report people in the game. It's a really low number here. Kinda rivals Modern Warfare's free rating score on Steam. Oh, wasn't that savage? Yeah, I'll go there. Here's another thing that I find interesting here. Our voice moderation and reporting combined with username and text moderation provides our players with both proactive and reactive protection against disruptive behavior. Are you talking about all the disruptive behavior in the game, or just the behavior that has trash talking or banter that the AI won't tolerate? If you want to combat disruptive behavior along with the toxicity, then why don't you go after the hackers as well? Those people that go into Warzone lobbies with software like Battlelog or something like that. They turn on aimbot, wall hacks, etc., and they insta-kill every enemy they see in sight, and they don't even have a chance to react to it. Then they see the cheater in spectate mode, and they realize that they're cheating. Those kinds of players bring disruptive behavior to the entire lobby. Why don't you ban those kinds of players as well? It's like Activision will crack down more on people trash talking in Search and Destroy because they're saying bad words, which means toxic to Activision, than actually take action against cheating players that disrupt the whole gameplay more than a bunch of bad words in the text chat or the voice chat. And it shows when they say that 2 million accounts were notified about chat violations. And I'm not a psychic, okay? I can't tell if every monitoring of this so-called toxic behavior is actually people saying hate speech or homophobic slurs or racist slurs or whatever. But it's all up to Activision that makes the decision if they should make an account action or not. You think a high-value video game company like Activision could tell the difference between trash talk and actual hateful speech? Honestly, it's like this company wants to restrict the whole motion of players from actually saying anything similar to toxic behavior. Why would they? I don't know. I can understand that toxicity in video games is a real thing, and it can be a problem for some, but trying to implement a feature that can monitor your voice and the company can choose to take action on your account regardless of what personal reports aren't made, that kind of sounds like living in North Korea, not gonna lie. So what can we learn from this? Well, aside from the fact that Modern Warfare 3 is just an $80 DLC for Modern Warfare 2, and there's nothing new about it aside from maybe some Warzone updates, this AI toxic detector really does make this game feel more strict on what you're allowed to say. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if actual reports from players in the game were only contributing to the 0.1% of the toxicity reduction, and the other 49.9999% was Activision using its AI to detect anyone trash talking, or players just disabling voice chat altogether and not being able to communicate with their teammates because they don't want to risk getting detected by the AI. It feels like they're trying to make this game for kids nowadays. Hell, did you see that rubber duck mask skin? That shit is just childish. And this is a rated M for mature game, by the way. And they have a kid's bath toy as a skin. Holy shit, man. I just want to go back to CS2 and forget about this horrific game. In all seriousness, though, I hope the CoD devs realize that the AI detector isn't going to stop the whole toxicity in their game. It might minimize it, but it won't completely destroy it. They're trying to prioritize with combat and toxicity in their game instead of focusing on the actual problems that exist inside their game. And that's just one of the reasons why Modern Warfare 3 wasn't a good game to begin with. Let's hope that the next Black Ops doesn't get the same treatment as Modern Warfare 3, because I really might stick to CS2 for the remainder of the year. That's all from me today. If you enjoyed my take, like and subscribe for more, and let's get the road to 1K subs going. Get me the monetization. I prefer money too, guys. Alright, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.